So, hi everyone, this is Manas here. I'm a growth consultant at Hubspot Singapore. So, to get a quick idea, HubSpot is a all-in-one growth platform, and it's a combination of a CRM with marketing, sales, and customer relation tools that helps keep everything in one place. So, I'll dive quickly into the deck that I have ready on my end. So, okay, let's talk about why HubSpot. The requirement for HubSpot comes from the fact that a lot of companies have obviously gone digital today, and we obviously want to grow better. We want to understand our data better. We want all our contacts, all our leads in one place. So, why? It's about impact, it's about results. How is the inbound methodology? This is something that I'll go and touch a little bit more in a second. And what? It's about getting to use these tools and products and getting into the practice of using a one-stop system for basically all your commercial needs. So as you can see out here, HubSpot basically has the option of a CRM in the middle, where we then have marketing tools, sales tools, and service tools all around it. While you might be used to an option or an idea of a funnel that marketing takes care of the top of the funnel, sales or donations executives or volunteer driving agents, they are in the middle, and at the end is your customer support. What we realized at HubSpot is that it's a flywheel, because if you are able to keep that customer, keep that donor for a longer time, they do end up referring you to other people, and then this circle keeps spinning basically. So to give you an idea of everything that HubSpot provides, HubSpot has an inbuilt CRM right at the bottom. So your leads, your companies, anything else is all stored in an organized manner on the bottom. Then we have a marketing hub, which allows you to obviously market to whoever your buyer persona or target persona is, depending on the goals that you have. After which we have the sales hub, which is if we are selling if we are selling a product, if we are selling a service, if we are getting donations, how are we tracking this and how are we getting reporting about it? And the service hub is more with related to post-sales inquiries, questions, complaints, problems, etc. that might come up. So it's a way of easily managing all of this in one place and making sure you're meeting your service level agreement, whether it's 24 hours, whether it's 2 hours, it really does depend on you as an organization. So let's dive deeper into the HubSpot CRM. The HubSpot CRM, out of the box free, it comes with the ability for you to create contacts, companies, deals, prospects. You can create tasks and activities for yourself. Tickets are more related to any inquiries, any problems, any complaints which have come up, and any forms that you would like to put on your website, you can easily connect that. Now, the assumption is that HubSpot is able to connect with your website, and that is through a tracking code, which I'll jump a bit more deeper in a second. Within the marketing hub, what we have is things such as, so under this Tech and Go program, everything under the marketing starter is available for you. So how many of you all today use email marketing? You are doing some paid ads on Facebook and Google. You require analytics behind it. And at the same time, once you do these ads, once you do these emails, etc., people come back on your website. So then HubSpot gives you conversion tools such as forms, live chat, chatbots, etc. So anyone who interacts with that, that automatically goes into the CRM. On the sales side of things, under this program, we have everything from the starter to the professional. So this is simple automation in terms of if you have an e-commerce website and they checked out online on your website, automatically that reporting comes into the CRM. You have calling from the system itself, so you don't have to call from your mobile phone or your landline. You can set meetings through the system, so I can go a bit deeper into that. And of course, then there is automation. If you have products and quotes requirements, all of this is built in one system. The last thing out here that I would like to touch upon is a HubSpot customer service hub. In this case, like I mentioned, the service hub is going to take care of any internal conversations which are coming up, any help desk related queries. Again, calls, meetings are all involved in it. And then, of course, if any of you guys on your website, you have a FAQ page or you have a customer feedback mechanism that you want to collect some reporting on feedback submission or forms and everything else like that, that's again built into the system. The beauty is that everything being in one place, you have one source of truth and everything is organized in one picture. So marketing could not tell sales something and sales cannot tell service something. It's all in one space itself. So I'll jump a bit into the product for the moment. And if you guys have anything to, any ideas or any questions in the middle of it, please feel free to stop me and I can take that as well. So this is how contacts in HubSpot would look like. So as you can see out here, I've created a quick one. I've got about 73 contacts in this system right now, and I've easily marked who are the donors, who are the volunteers, who are end customers, etc. This is extremely important because as you are working on Excel sheet, you're working on WhatsApp, you're working on, you're getting inquiries through Facebook, everything else. It's important that from a management perspective and an organization perspective, everything is in one place. So this is just an example of how the contacts page of HubSpot would look like. If I go deeper into one specific person out here, one specific contact in my CRM, this is how they would look like in the system. So any emails that have been sent to them, any call logs that have been done with them, if they have come, these are tasks that you've created for yourself. If they have come on your website and viewed any page, all of that can get scored on a manual, on a minute level in HubSpot. As a matter of fact, if they came and had a conversation with your live chat as well on your website, that too is recorded in the system. So this is just an example on a granular level, how much information can be stored in HubSpot just by putting a tracking code on your website and having the CRM connect with aspects on your website, such as a form, live chat, a chatbot, etc. Now, how many of you all are doing some form of marketing? Is anyone doing email marketing today on this call? Okay, I assume, take that silence as everyone is doing it. So if we have contacts in the system, we can easily pull up lists from the system that we would like to do email marketing to. So under the Marketing Hub in HubSpot, you can easily create a list of all the donors to your SSA in, let's say, the last 6 months. So this is a list that I pull up and I save this as the donor list. In HubSpot, you've got two types of lists, smart lists and static lists. Smart lists are lists which automatically update. So if anyone else becomes a donor, they automatically get added to this list basically. So you do not have to keep pulling up lists on an individual basis. Let's say we have this list ready and you guys are going to do a fundraiser where you're going to call all your donors to visit, and you guys are probably going to do, let's say, an event on Sentosa. Let's assume that. So if you are going to do an email marketing campaign, HubSpot again has the ability for you to create your emails in the same system, and because all the contacts and leads are in the same system, you can send it to them. So out here I've created one very basic emailer, which is like a donor dinner invitations. You're invited. This December we'll be hosting an annual fundraiser on the beaches of Sentosa. Reserve my spot. If they were to click on this reserve my spot in the email that you've sent across to that entire list, let's say that they come on a landing page of your website. Let's assume that. On your website, we have tools such as chatbots, live chat, forms, etc., which all can be built from HubSpot and put on your existing website itself. So this is an example of a chatbot that you can create in HubSpot. If anyone comes on your website after clicking on that specific CTA that we saw here, which is reserve my spot, automatically, give me 1 second, they will get a question when they visit your website page that, got any questions, I'm happy to help. And the first thing is, to confirm your attendance for the dinner, I'll need a few details. First, what's your full name? And then you get your full name. And then basically at the end of the day, you have a calendar linked with it through the meetings tool of HubSpot. And the reservation is booked already, that these guys are going to come for the annual dinner or the annual fundraiser that you guys are doing. This is one way that HubSpot allows for a conversion strategy. There are unlimited ways that you can do it through HubSpot, depending on the strategy and the goal that you basically have. The second thing would be is, a lot of the times customers that I speak with, they have inquiries coming in from all over the places. They've got Facebook Messenger, live chat, emails, such as the team email on your website, forms, etc. This is what's called a conversations inbox in HubSpot. I would like to draw your attention on the left-hand side where we've got emails, chats, Messenger. So we're completely integrated with Facebook Messenger. So any message which comes from your Facebook Messenger automatically gets recorded in HubSpot. And if it's someone completely new, that contact automatically gets created. So any forms that are being filled, again, this flows into the system in one singular place. The problem that this solves is, because this information is being collected from so many different ways, firstly, we don't know who has to take ownership of this. Who is the one who's supposed to respond to an inquiry coming in from a team email or from a Facebook Messenger, etc. So since it's all in one system, you can put logic through automation in the background that if it's coming through Facebook Messenger, please route this inquiry to customer service rep A or customer service rep B. So all of those logics could be set up in the system basically. If any one of you all are doing paid ads today, paid ads can be a little bit of a gray area in the world, that you're on Facebook through Facebook Growth Manager, you're on Google Ads, you are doing LinkedIn ads, etc. HubSpot, because of the way that we're built and we're trying to centralize everything in one place above the CRM, this is the paid ads tool of HubSpot. So what you can see out here is, critically, this is the main bit. The amount that you've sent and what's the return on investment that you've gotten out of it. And also, you can actually create an ad campaign for Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, everything else from this one place. While you are going to get things such as impressions, clicks from any of these individual social platforms, because we're collating this now in one picture, you are going to get your amount spent to revenue and what's your return on investment like, not just for this one campaign, but also the overall version of it. As a matter of fact, if I was to click that, hey, from this big data ebook campaign that I did, who were the two customers, or in your case, it could be donors or volunteers or anything else that you had, who were exactly those two people? So Amy Angel and Bill Farmer were the two people who through this specific campaign came up and signed up and became a customer or a donor or whatever the end goal that you guys basically have. Again, a lot of the times paid ads could be highly confusing, but because HubSpot is collating all the information in one place, we get an understanding of, by Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google, what's working for my organization and the goals that we have. So impressions, clicks, contacts, customers, these are all in one place for you guys to take advantage of the data being collected and make better data-driven decisions, keeping in mind that the CRM is at the bottom of this. So for each and every individual lead or contact in the system, you are already collecting this information on the basis of which you could take marketing decisions. Any questions as of now for anything that we've seen? Right, I take it everyone's an expert. So we'll move towards the sales end of HubSpot. So the sales side of HubSpot on a granular level again, just to pull this up for you. depending on the goals that you have, if you are running a donation drive or a volunteer drive, if on the left hand side out here, you can take any notes on the same page. You can email them from HubSpot itself. You don't have to leave HubSpot. So if you're using Google or Gmail, we are all connected, integrated out of the box. There are tools such as templates, sequences, meetings that you can use to become faster, and you don't have to waste time writing the same email again and again. Sure, I think we have a question. Right, Eunice, let me get back to this by the end of this call, basically, by the end of this discussion. You can call anyone from the system. So if most of your dealings are in Singapore, HubSpot is integrated with Twilio, and this is out of the box, no additional expense. So at the levels which are allowed from HubSpot currently, you can call up to 16 hours of calling per month per paid user. Again, you can create your tasks, you can create your meetings, right? In the end, if I believe that this conversation with Mr. Fateh Ali is going well, I can create a deal on Fateh and I can put in a dollar value out here, right? A lot of the times we're doing sales, we're doing, trying to sell some products and services, trying to understand donor information, who has invested how much. You can have all of that put in one place for you. So this is what's called a deal pipeline of HubSpot. On the top, you're seeing discovery, proposal, negotiation, legal review, contract sent, close won, and close lost. At the end of the day, the top headers of this can completely change to how you're running your process, basically. And if I want, let's say I'm speaking with a donor and I move from left to right, I can then show that, okay, I have connected with them once and we're talking about a specific product. So let's say that we're doing summer camp out here, and we can move them from left to right. Why this is important is from a management perspective, you need to know what's where at any given point. And then from an individual perspective, every conversation that you're doing, any deal or opportunity that you're going towards, you need to understand what your month, what your quarter is basically looking like. And behind all of this is also all our reporting functions, which I can kind of touch upon next. So this is an example of the kind of reports which can be pulled from HubSpot. Again, this can be completely customized to what you guys would like, but this is just a sample. So let's think of it like you guys have a goal of, let's say, raising $2 million in donations by the end of this year. You can understand where you're tracking towards it as of today. So what's the goal and where are you at today, basically? You can look at the productivity by each person working in your company, how many notes, calls, meetings, etc. that they've done. Closed revenue by source, because again, the marketing and the sales and the service, they're all sitting on top of HubSpot. We can understand that, hey, listen, in this case, paid search is one of the bigger brackets for us. So we should invest in paid Facebook advertisements or Google advertisements. And if you go deeper down in it, you can understand a bit more which one is the best one. New deals, again, these are just examples, but depending on the reports that you guys want to pull up, you can easily customize that till the time that data is available in HubSpot. The last bit that I would like to speak about out here is the ticketing function in HubSpot. So for example, you guys had a person who became a donor, and then they had a few questions post donations. While you can still manage it in the platform, but because they have donated and you also want them to donate maybe 3 months down the line or 6 months down the line, creating a ticket, assigning the ticket to the right people and making sure that we're working on it from day one. You can have service level agreements that if a problem has come up, we need to get back to we need to resolve it in 24 hours. So ticketing is a way of understanding any queries, any problems, any issues that have come up and managing them on one board. This is just one example of a benefits request ticketing pipeline that we're looking at. You can have so many different kinds that you can basically either create yourself or use from HubSpot. The final thing I think on this aspect that I would like to touch upon is the feedback mechanisms. So through HubSpot, depending on an activity that if someone has just donated, you might want to send them a customer satisfaction pop-up right after donation that asking them, hey, how was your experience? Is there any feedback? Do you want any change? Your net promoter score is your basically how likely are you to tell about this service to your friends or your loved ones, etc. Custom surveys are something more interesting where if you want to get some core feedback about certain activities that your company has done, you can pull that up as well. And these are all again integrated on a very, very minute level with each and every person who fills this survey, but then you are able to pull up macro reports on top of it. Finally, we also have, I think what I can show you is the power of a contact record. If today you're using Excel sheets, you're using a MailChimp for email marketing, you have a CRM, you have Zendesk for customer support, you're advertising on paid ads, etc. The power of a contact record basically comes down to the fact that for Chris Kane, if he's on HubSpot marketing, sales, and service, this is all that we can see about Chris just by his interaction with any SSA and any employee of the SSA or any digital asset of the SSA. So this in general is a short example of what HubSpot is. There are subsets of these features, and the way that we like to talk about a product is we like to understand your requirements and then predict which product from our side could work for you, because we do have within marketing, sales, and service different tiers of our products. So just to kind of wrap up this presentation before I take any Q&As, for the sales and service part of the picture, if you were to take HubSpot, there would be a 2-month training and onboarding from our side, because we understand that the product, although easy, has to be set up to your requirements and we need to train you. So a 4-member team minimum is assigned to each company who looks at HubSpot. The other examples that I can tell you about our company is that we're a bit more than a usual software. We've got implementation specialists. We've got an extremely big academy where our customers and millions of users around the world come to get marketing tips, sales tips, and service tips. We've got, just in Singapore itself, about 400 service reps. So you're managed by an entire Singaporean team, basically. And you've got 24/7 live chat support. And if you're on the professional plans, you have phone support as well without any additional cost. And that's very big for a company in this SaaS region where all of this is usually paid for. Okay, yeah, I covered this already. So on a granular level, HubSpot is in 120 countries. This is data from June, if I'm not mistaken, with more than 73,000 customers. We have 218,000 people around the world who've completed professional level certifications. We've got 60 solution partners just in Singapore itself to help you with implementing. And these are agencies who are trained by HubSpot. And we have an event called Inbound, which is the top notch of marketing automation. We had it last September virtually, and we had about 100,000 people attend that event. Some of the companies that we work with that you might be aware of, WWF is one of our biggest nonprofit client. We've got companies such as Mindvalley, who are again someone pretty big in the mental well-being space, etc., and they are using HubSpot. So we've got an entire HubSpot for nonprofits page and how we have entire playbooks for you guys. So happy for you to leverage them as well. And with that, that's the end of my presentation. So I would just go back to the one question which had come into the chat. So yes, HubSpot is purely based on the cloud. So we've got 2FA measures for you for your login. So there's 2-factor authentication on that end. Secondly, our clouds are backed 4 times. So if one cloud, there's some issue with it, there's replicated data on the second cloud and the third cloud and the fourth cloud. We have about, I obviously cannot take names, but some of the biggest financial regulation companies or biggest insurance companies, which are Singaporean, they use us as well. Great. I hope that I've answered your question, Eunice. If there's anything else, please do let me know. Chunhui has asked, support is directly from HubSpot, 100%. Under this plan with Tech and Go, the entire support is from HubSpot's Singaporean customer support, customer onboarding team, and customer success managers. Could you share more on the approximate costing and pricing? Yes, I'll get to that in a second. Is there a mobile interface option for HubSpot as well? Yes, we have an entire app for you guys. So you can download it. It's called the HubSpot app. It's available on iOS and Android. And the entire system can be accessed through that. It's actually quite a cool app. I personally use it myself. And we use HubSpot for as our CRM and as our marketing, sales, and service platform. So it's about 6,000 people from our company use it every day as well. So yeah, in terms of pricing, to kind of break it down for you guys, the CRM is absolutely free. You guys can sign up for it today itself. If you're looking at marketing as of now, what's available is the Marketing Hub Starter with 5,000 contacts and the Marketing Hub Starter onboarding, which is done by our own HubSpot customer success or customer onboarding team. So this would be about $4,382. Under the Tech and Go program, I think it's on a case-by-case basis. What's the rebates like? But that's something NCSS could brief you guys on a bit more. For the Sales Hub, we have the Sales Hub Professional. So not just the starter, we have the probably the second most strongest feature that we have in sales below enterprise. So this is for 5 users. It's for 7,100 USD for the entire year with the $700 onboarding, which is for the first 2 months. And again, I don't know what the rebate system is like under Tech and Go, but that's something, if you guys are interested, it really does depend on your funding approvals. And similarly, we have one last one, which is the growth package. So that's the Marketing Hub Starter, Sales Hub Starter, and Service Hub Professional. And this is for 9,100 for the entire year, basically. So I understand this conversation is very high level. As if you guys do come back to HubSpot, you'll have in-depth conversations with our growth consultants, and they're the ones who can then tell you guys which system or which product kind of works best for you all. Any additional questions from your end? So Chinhui, which CRM are you using? Could you tell me that? It depends on it. So we have an integration built out with quite a few of them, but it depends on the CRM you're using.
Hi, currently using Sage.
SAGE?
Yes, correct. Sage CRM.
So if it was something like a Salesforce, Pipedrive, or etc., we're completely integrated with it. With Sage, I'm not well aware of it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
Thanks.
we do have partners in HubSpot in Singapore itself who can do a custom integration for you if that is required.
Okay. Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Thanks.
No worries. Could you share how it is integrated into websites and payment gateways? Okay, so websites, it really doesn't matter except for, actually in this case, whether you're on Wix, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, any websites, basically, it's a tracking code which goes in it. So with websites, we connect pretty seamlessly. With regards to payment gateways, we're completely integrated with Stripe today. It would depend on the payment gateway that Eunice you're looking for, and then I can basically I'll have to do a deep dive with my engineer on whether the integration is built out or not. But Stripe is something which is on a public facing pages because HubSpot and Stripe are partners. No worries. Any other questions, guys? So if anyone would potentially like to reach out to learn a bit more about the system, you can email me on that email, and I could be your growth consultant, or I could route you to the current correct team member from HubSpot Singapore who could take this case forward basically with you all. Right. We've got 2 minutes left. Any additional questions, any burning questions from your end that I could take up today? Absolutely. So we have a subscribe and unsubscribe function in the email marketing. So if they come and let's say they subscribe to your email newsletter of your website, they automatically gets updated as a subscriber in the system. You can manually mark and unmark them, but if they are unsubscribing, they will automatically go to an unsubscribe list in HubSpot. So the emails will not basically go out to them. Great question out there, Chinwe. I guess there may be no further questions. I believe the team from NCSS would be sharing this deck with you all. I understand that it's being recorded. So yeah, with that, guys, I would like to bid you adieu. Please have a great weekend ahead. Appreciate the conversation with everyone today. And thank you.